Here in Connecticut, some state leaders today condemning ICE's actions in Minneapolis and across the country. Your reporter Sam Spank live here with the changes they want to see here. Sam.
Steph, ICE is out of control. That's what Democratic U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal told a group of reporters in Hartford this morning. And because of that, he says he'll be voting no on future funding for the agency unless there are major reforms. Specifically, Blumenthal says he and other lawmakers want ICE agents to wear body cams and carry clear, visible IDs. He says they want to eliminate so-called street sweeps, which he says lead to indiscriminate arrests, as well as legal recourse for people who are wrongfully harmed by ICE. Blumenthal acknowledged many Americans share the desire for a secure border and for violent criminals to be deported, but says ICE's actions in Minneapolis are going too far.
The videos of killings have created a firestorm of opposition to the Department of Homeland Security that is well justified and long overdue.
Policy discussions on immigration in Minnesota are happening. Look, the president is leading those discussions, but that should not be at the expense of government funding for the American people.
Blumenthal also says ICE's behavior comes from the top, a sentiment echoed today by Governor Ned Lamont. Lamont said in a social media post, quote, Kristi Noem needs to go, and that the Trump administration has created a culture within ICE that allows agents to violate American civil rights. This is likely to be a sticking point between Democrats and Republicans in the current federal funding fight. If they can't come to an agreement by the end of this week, we could see another, at least a partial, government shutdown. Your chief investigative reporter, Sam Smink, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Sam.